where do you think are your customer dropping off? Now let's take an example of hand sanitizer. So I went to UK with a very small hand sanitizer somewhere in, I think, March 3rd or 4th, and I thought I will go there and I'll buy a hand sanitizer from there, because at that time COVID was not a big deal. Everybody was thinking about that as a Chinese thing. So I said I'll take a smaller one, but I will go and I'll buy that. And from the day I landed in UK till the time I left on March 14th, I could not buy a hand sanitizer. Forget about which brand, forget about my interest, all of my customer journey. So everything was stopped at the purchase. So I was showing interest in your product, I was showing all type of consideration for your product, but the product was not available. Thus there was a loss of business, right? So in the whole customer journey, you need to look at it, where is the drop going to happen? Are you creating a lot of advertisement, creating a lot of awareness about your product, but people are not showing interest in your product because they're not interested in your product? You are going to the wrong TG, or your product does not have that in the messaging is not creating that kind of an interest, and that is why people are dropping out at the second part of in itself. And say, for example, people are showing interest in your product. I'll give you an example. So we were uh, pitching for US companies so that US companies could work with us. And we were creating a lot of awareness. We were reaching out to some of the businesses, etc., and we were giving amazing proposals to them. They were showing interest, and we were getting selected in the top 5, top 4, etc., and then they will not work with us. And we decided to go back to our customers, and we ask them that what is the reason that you're not working with us. And then some of the queries were so uh, like it can tell you that how naive we were in terms of our discussion, was that we did not mention our time of work. They thought that we are in India and our time does not match with their timing. So that is why they decided that we can't get up early or we can't sleep later. We want them to be on during our time. So that is why we'll not work with an Indian company. And but at that particular time, we were working in US timing as well. And unfortunately, we did not mention that in our presentation. And that was the reason why they did not move from interest to consideration or consideration to purchase. Okay, so you need to understand what are the queries that people are asking. Are those queries answered on your website? If not, many of these people may not even move forward from there. So what are the queries? Have the queries changed because of COVID now? That is what the whole customer journey is. And sometimes, and I'll show you many examples around it, and we'll take it one by one. So this is like from customer journey perspective. There are different type of funnels that you can look at it. So this is one of the most generic funnel that I take up. So there is also a funnel for branding, where you keep reaching and with frequency, and then there is a brand recall being built, which is a familiarity in that whole funnel. And from familiarity, people will get into consideration and purchase. So if I put an advertisement, I'm reaching out to people, etc., we will be creating awareness, then there will be an interest, then there will be a consideration, then there will be a purchase, then there will be a repeat purchase, and then there will be a referral. So let me take an example of a discounted offer. So if I'm running a discounted offer, what happens is I'm creating an awareness about the discounted offer about a product. People are getting aware because I'm putting advertisement or I'm putting on social media, wherever it is, and people are showing interest in my product because it is coming cheap, it is a cost effective, it is coming at a discount. So people show interest in this, people come to the website and they look at the product, etc., they find it very good and they consider it, they purchase it, and done. Okay, so the purchase is done. So sometimes running a offer, paid offer, is good. There is nothing wrong in running a discounted campaign. But where is the concern is that your funnel does not stop there. Your funnel only starts there. After that, you need to have a follow-up campaign for repeated purchase and referral. If your budget is fully consumed only for one purchase, and after that you do not have a campaign for repeated purchase and referral, that becomes a bad thing for you. Okay, so you need to see that how your complete funnel can be looked at. For many businesses, repeat purchase and referral does not make sense. Referral may make sense, but repeat purchases may not make sense. Like in case of real estate, the repeat purchases may not make sense because a person may just buy one property. But of course, in many cases, we have also seen people buying one or two properties together as well. because of they want their families to be there, but that's rarely. But if you look at an FMCG, people purchase that same product multiple times, 100 times, 200 times, and that is where repeated purchases will become very, very, very important for you. So you need to see where is the gap, where are your customer dropping. Okay, let's take some of the examples. I'm going to share some of the examples of the okay. Now let's look at this particular page. I hope you are able to see my screen. Can you see my screen? Good. Okay. So here, if you look at it, this is a page for MITV. They're selling MITV. Now, if you look at the MITV, the buy button is right on the top, but it is not the core activity that they are pushing people for, because they understand it is a purchase. And what they are doing is they are just creating interest in you. Okay, so what they are doing is they're writing that each factor of the TV is being highlighted so beautifully with the pictures, videos, various things, each of the component. If you look at each of the component, they're putting up a full screen for that. Okay, look at it. And this is kind of a never-ending page. It's like such a long page. Why is it important? Because you want to create that interest in people's life, rather than just saying that, oh, if you are interested in TV, this is my pricing, these are the features, and you just go and buy. Rather than that, they're giving you a lot more reason to understand more about the product and buy more. I mean, ask more questions, and then start showing consideration to my product, rather than just saying that go and purchase my product. Do you see this? It's so long. And this is not just on this, but like if you see some of the other web pages, like if you see the BPL one, what they have mentioned is, this is my product, these are my features, if you are interested, you can buy. And same on Amazon, the same MITV or an LG TV will have a different page. What they will do is they'll still put a lot of images, they will still try to create a kind of an interesting view of the features that they have. Why is it important? And you can see Apple TV, or you can see LG TV, etc. Most of these people are replicating this now, rather than the old way of doing just a page and saying that come and buy from us. So why is this important? Again, this, are you creating your website just as a information holder, where if somebody is aware about your product and somebody has shown interest in your product, they're just going to come to your website to cross check, and they will see the pricing is all fine, then they will either buy online or offline. So is your website playing even a small role in creating the interest? If not, then you are depending on your advertisement to create interest. That is a more expensive affair. So you are putting advertisement, bringing people to your website, and do a lot more activity to create interest. Is your website able to create interest? What can you do to create more interest? Okay, and today's COVID time, what you can also do is run bigger advertisement, longer advertisement on YouTube, where you are trying to explain more about your product, more about your functionalities, etc. Because people have more time, so they will be ready to understand more about the product at interest level and consideration level. When people are stressed with time, you run a 30-second advertisement, 15-second advertisement, just to create awareness. And if they are more interested, they will click on the advertisement, come to the website, and do rest of the journey. So remember, there are no long advertisements. There are only irrelevant advertisements. Irrelevant advertisements are irritating for 15 seconds and are also irritating for 30 seconds, same as irritating as 2 minutes or 3 minutes. Relevant advertisements are okay even for a 2-hour session or a 5-hour session. People don't mind spending that much of time to understand and buy.